In this video, I'm going to walk through Open and Save for QA40plot. Like perhaps many of you, I spend a fair amount of time testing pieces of hardware and running an entire suite of tests, and that's QA40plot is a suite. And so as a way of examining that, I have created a file called loopback prep, which I've run already, and it does loopback tests for each of the tests that are in QA40 plot. Frequency response, sweep of distortion versus frequency, distortion versus amplitude, and so on. And so I've saved this as an example, partly because it's really not that great. It says loopback prep. So let's change some of the test info to begin with. Let's call this thing loopback tests and vanilla, because I haven't done anything. And this is a suite of Oh, spelled that wrong. Suite of loopback test results. And let's copy that to each test so they all say the same thing. Turn it off and loopback tests. Okay, now, in addition to having named it something more useful, here I know for a fact this is a tenth of a volt. We can see that here. And let's rename this to be 0.1V RMS. And now it'll say that up here, which is nice, and over here, which is kind of nice. And, we might want to run another test like frequency response. Maybe I'll try it with no smoothing and see what we get. And you can see it's gotten a little bit fuzzier. Let's save a snapshot of this. So here's my fuzzier one, and we'll say no smooth. And let's run it again, maybe with, again, 100th of an octave. And I'm trying to, keep some data for the piece of equipment, in this case, my loopback tests. And there it is. And we can see the effect of no smoothing. Okay, well, that's fine. So now they have good names, and they say vanilla at the top, and the test info is consistent. And so let's go ahead and save this. By the way, notice that when I opened it and when I save it, it goes to this folder, QA saved plot files, and that's because in settings, we have a data folder set, and that's right here. All right, so let's go back to save. And actually, I don't want to save it from here because it will come up in the test that I've saved it at. Let's go ahead and do it here. And we'll call it loopback done. And if you want to see it from vanilla, let's go ahead and start the program, open the file, and there you got it. And that's open and save.